backyard trails, the pinnacle of home improvement. But not everybody agrees on that.
You want to build what?
Come on, please.
As long as I can't see it from the deck.
Alright, so I got permission to build a trail, but what are we gonna build? I don't know, a wooden drop?
Alright, that's a pretty good idea.
So, we know that we want to build a mountain bike drop, but where in the world are we gonna put this thing?
So, what if we build a drop right there, going off this hill, into maybe a berm around the trampoline?
Alright, so now that we have a general idea of where this drop is gonna go, we need to clear this area out. Starting with a clean slate is essential for building any good-sized feature, so we're gonna clear this entire area out, top to bottom. Now that we had a clean slate, it was time to go get some lumber. Lots of lumber. We're actually picking up some free pallets, which is gonna save us a bunch of money because, well, they're free.
Got it?
But getting free wood does come with its hidden costs, because you gotta pry all this wood apart, which can sometimes mean snapping a board and rendering it useless.
Okay, so instead of risking snapping these whole things by using a hammer and stuff to get these things apart, we actually only need the drop about as wide as from here to here. So we're just gonna rip the saw down and cut them down like that wide. Alright, so this wood right here is cedar, so that's good because it's naturally rot resistant. Or at least it's gonna last as long as I need it to.
Now that our driveway was filled with sawdust, we had more than enough wood to get started with the build. Before setting anything in place, we have to make sure that we are going in the right direction. Which seems like a simple task, but takes quite a few run-ups. Once we were satisfied, we started digging the holes for the post.
Get up off your feet. I got something to eat. I got places to be. How you feeling to be? I can't blame you. I'm just saying. I don't know how we got here.
With the hole 2 foot deep, it was time to go put the post in. We're using some old scrap wood to scab up the posts so we can get them perfectly level. Well, you know what they say, close enough for a backyard trail. Step 2, we're gonna fill in the hole with concrete to ensure a super strong base for this drop.
Alright, so this concrete is going to take a little bit longer to dry and set, but it's going to ensure that this drop that we're building is going to stay still and last for a really long time.
Now that we had the post concreted in place, it was time to put the runners on. Also, the size of the drop was starting to really set in for my mom.
What do you think of it?
Oh no. We started by tacking the low side in with some screws to level it out. Once we had them both tacked in and leveled, we started by pre-drilling holes for some bolts. decided on adding a third support for some extra strength, which means a lot more bolts. But when your socket wrench sounds like an i9 hub, I don't know who would be complaining. With that, we called it a day and let the concrete harden a bit more.
1 day later.
And then we'll cut it and we'll put it on here like this.
We started the next workday by adding a few more little supports. Finally, this drop was actually starting to look like a rideable feature. But the tricky part is still to come, so let's see if we can get this done in one try. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Ah, come on, not again. There we go. With the drop pretty much finished, it was time to give it its first real run-up.
There's a bee right over there. Dropping! Oh, dude, that's gonna 100% need a landing. Like, yeah, you're gonna go straight down to flat. That's gonna need a landing, and that's gonna take up a lot of dirt. That's gonna be a lot of dirt.
After riding up on the drop, there was no doubt about it that this was definitely going to need a landing. So, let's go get a load of dirt. Now that we have all this dirt, let's go make a landing. Getting so much dirt this easily honestly felt like cheating, but I'm not complaining. This topsoil we ended up getting was perfect, and it ended up packing in amazingly. With the drop done, it was time to just go for it. On a normal trail, I would hit a drop of this size without hesitation. But the fact that we built it and that nobody has even hit it before has really gotten to my nerves.
GoPro's recording? Do you think that was a good speed? This time, full commitment.
That's so good and so amazing. That's the best thing ever.
With that, we called it a day. We had an amazing time building and riding this awesome drop, and hopefully you enjoyed watching it. Also, you may have recognized that song from earlier in the video. That's because fellow YouTuber Backyard Trail Builds actually made it. If you haven't already, I really encourage you to check out his music and his channel, because his backyard trail definitely puts mine to shame. Also, there's big news for the future of the channel, so stay tuned and subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. Also, Take a Hike Shop and Mountain Bike Shed are still open for curbside pickup, and obviously if you're not in the area, you can still order off of takeahikeshop.com. And finally, don't forget, shred for life, peace!